What is up, everybody? Little Bear's back in the house. It's been so long since I've been gone. I've been, dealing with life, just trying to get through. Um, but I miss Yu-Gi-Oh, so I've been trying to, do some new stuff. And I fell upon this deck. The Silent Enigma talked about this deck on this channel. It's the Qliphoth. The Qliphoth. That is like the hardest name to say. So it's the new Pendulum deck that's going to be coming out in new challengers. It's basically all Pendulum monsters, as you can see. At least that's the way I'm trying it right now. I'm actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna put in the third one of this too. You guys will have to do it. So Qliphoth are basically these Earth machines. They're all level 5 or higher. Level 5, level 6. These are two level 6, and level 7 and level 8. Their scales go from 9 to 1. And there's a really interesting like connection between them and some other cards. So let's talk about the main cards before we get into the actual build that I have here. So we have Summoner's Art. Summoner's Art lets you S old as hell. It's from Tactical Evolution. It adds one level 5 or higher normal monster from your deck to your hand. You're gonna add the normal Pendulum Qliphoth tool. Now this has an effect that says here inside, you cannot special summon any monsters except Qliphoth monsters. Okay. And the main effect, once per turn you can pay 800 life points to add one Qliphoth card from your deck to your hand as a Qliphoth tool. This means if they do ever come out with trap magic um, support, he'll also be able to search that. So he's the main card. So you're gonna get Summoner's Art to get you your Qliphoth tool. You activate Qliphoth tool and you can get out one of your scale 1 pendulums, which is Qliphoth Disc and your archive. But that's not all, folks. So let's go to the second part. If you have to get these to do a quick pendulum summon or whatever, then go for it. But if not, you want to wait for Intermate Polinx, which comes out in the same set. It has an interesting effect while in the Pendulum Zone too. When you Pendulum summon a monster, you can target one card in your Pendulum Zone and return that card to the hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Alright, why is this important? Remember the little effect that says you cannot special summon any monsters except Qliphoth monsters? That means you can't exceed with these monsters. All the beauty of exceeding high ranked monsters, but without, actually being able to do anything with them. So, what Trampolinx does is that you do your Pendulum summon, since it's 4 and this is 9, you can summon 5 to 8, which is where they are. And you summon all these monsters. By the way, all of these, when they're on the monster zone and they are special summoned, or normal summoned with their effect, instead of actually tributing, they become level 4 with 1800 attack. All of them. All of them. So, you have a bunch of level 4s that you spam onto the field constantly. But since you can't special summon anything except Qliphoth monsters, you're kind of stuck. But, amazingly, this card will bounce Qliphoth tool back to your hand. Therefore, you're able to exceed with your monsters into any rank 4 that you need at the moment. Also, really good to bring out 3 material exceeds. Then you're able to reactivate your Qliphoth tool and use this effect to search once again. It's very good. I've been playing it for a couple of games, not too long, a couple of games. I'm going to be testing. I'm going to put up the videos after this one of the games. But I really just want to get into the deck and what it does, because it's a really new deck, and it has so much space for innovation. It's pendulums. No one's really testing out pendulums, on a popular basis. So we're gonna go over the monsters really quick. Let me check time really quick on what we got here. Alright, good. So we're gonna talk about the beater. First, we're gonna talk about the beater. The beater is Shell, Qliphoth Shell. While it's in Pendulum Summon, your monsters your opponent controls lose 300. It also has that restrictive effect of only being able to summon Qliphoth only special. You cannot special summon like monsters except for Qliphoth monsters. You can normal summon all of these monsters, the ones with effect, and they become level 4, and their original attack becomes 18. They also have the effect, all of them, with effects, that if it's normal summon, this card is unaffected um, by effects activated by monsters that have low original levels or ranks than this card's level. So what that means, this card is level 8. Only monsters with rank 9, 10, 11, 12, or level 10, yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12 is basically what you can use to affect it. If not, then you can't really do anything. This is when it's actually tribute summon, when it's normal summoned without using its effect. I think. Let me read. This deck again is so new to me. If this card was normal summon, this card is unaffected by effects. Actually, I think it works even if you use its effect to normal summon. It's just that it'd be level 4 or lower, so only level 3 and lower cannot target you, or cannot affect you. That's actually really good. I just dawned on this now. So anyway, the last effect, which is really cool, if this card was tribute summoned by tributing Qliphoth monster, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. Also, if it attacks defense position monster, it does piercing. So amazing beat stick that with 2800 attack. If you have a different 9 monster or 6, whatever, these ones they gain a little more attack. We're gonna go into the level 7 Qliphoth disc. This is basically the gear or the rabbit of the deck. It has a very similar effect. Again, it can be normal summon without tributing. It becomes level 4, 800 attack, and when it's normal summon, monsters that have lower ranks or level cannot affect it, or cannot, yes, unaffected by their effects. When this card is tribute summoning by tributing a Qliphoth monster, you can special summon 2 Qliphoth monsters from your deck, but then they're destroyed during the end phase. So what does this mean? This means that, let me tell you a little bit about, I'm not going to tell you about the combo yet. Let me get over the rest of the monsters. But basically, you get to summon him, and then you get out any 2 combination that are special summon. They become level 4 with 1800 attack. But you got 2 free monsters that are going to your pendulum summon. They're going to your end. Sorry, cat's got my tongue. That's going into your extra deck, and then you're able to resummon them. Then procs the next turn. So basically, what this card does is you're going to summon it, and it gets out 2 Qliphoth monsters out of your deck. Doesn't matter the monster. It can be Shell, a combination of level 6 and level 8, or it can be 2 level 6s. Doesn't matter. Regardless, they become level 4 since they're special summoned. As it says, if this card was not, if this card was special summoned or normal summoned without tributing, it becomes level 4. So you have level 4 monsters. So there you're able, if you had previously exceed, then this will be in your hand. You're able to exceed with them. If you hadn't, then you can pendulum summon, add this to your hand, and then exceed with lots of monsters on your field. In the end phase, they'll go to your extra deck, and then you'll be able to summon them back the next turn. We have here Archive. Archive, when it's tributed, because they also is when they're tributed, it targets 1 monster on the field and returns it to the hand, while Genome targets 1 spell trap on the field and destroys it. It's targets 1 on the field, so be careful when you're playing online not to activate it if you opponent doesn't have anything on the field. Again, these dudes, and I play 1 rat because it's level 5. It's a rank 5, so you can still use this with a tool or something, or one of the other scale 9 monsters, and be able to summon a monster, but mainly for the first pendulum effect that you banish it and you add 2 pendulum monsters with the same name from your extra to your hand. Sometimes your opponent's gonna want to destroy these Qliphoths because they create so much advantage. So you're gonna use the rat to get them back. Maxi is just because you want to have as much hand advantage as possible since you're using so much of your hand. and just randomness, you know, standard spell and trap lineup. The soul charge is there since I'm exceeding. The monsters are gonna go to the graveyard, so I want to bring them back um, as much as possible. But I don't know if I'm gonna leave that there because I do have the skill drains, and that's very conflictive. I know that I'm not a noob. Well, sometimes I'm a noob, but not always. Anyways, so this is just, you know, rank 4, a little bit of rank 5, just standard stuff, randomness. I do have crazy box over here because I do have skill drain. I don't really know. I kind of want to use needle sealing in the deck because it's beneficial for me to destroy my own monsters if things get too hairy, because I want them in my extra deck and not bottomless, you know? That's pretty much like the most hurtful thing from this deck is a bottomless. That's why Wiretap's there. But bottomless, you know, wipes out 5 of my monsters at best. Um, but yeah, you know, there's plenty of innovation for this deck. It wonders. I've seen people, you know, they do the Monarch thing. It's good. The Monarch thing's really good, but it's just so good by itself. It really is good by itself. I invite you to try out the deck. This card's getting a little bit expensive. I just bought one today for like $5. It's from 5 to 7, so you know, you might want to get your hands on it pretty quick. This will come out in the same set as the Qliphoths and Rescue Rat, the same thing. You might want to get a hand on some soul charges if you think about really taking Pendulum to heart. This deck could be pretty good. I don't know where it can go from here, but you know, only time will tell how Pendulums actually do. But nothing, this has been the deck profile from the Qliphoth deck that I'm working on. Sorry I've been out of the loop for such a long time. I am planning on getting back in the loop, making some more videos. Maybe trying to get a little bit on ranked and see how far that goes. If not, I'll just be playing fun decks, you know. I still have to get back with my Hazy Flame deck and with my Inspector deck. And, well, I got a couple of things to do. So I hope you guys stay tuned. If you have any comments about the deck, how things work, I am gonna put up a video. But if you if you have any suggestions or anything, you know, leave a comment below. If you like the content you're seeing and the content that you will see in the future, definitely give me a subscribe. I enjoy every subscribe. It just makes me feel good inside, you know. And every like. So yeah, this has been the Qliphoth deck. It basically revolves around these 3 cards. Summoner Art gets you Qliphoth. Qliphoth gets you another Qliphoth. Activate instant Pendulum Summon. If you have intermittent trample links, even better, because then you can add that back and do seeds. So this has been the deck profile. Little Bear